Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So I'm reading for Virgo energy today, and you don't have to be Virgo Sun for this to resonate. You could have Virgo Moon, Virgo Venus, Virgo Mars, be asking a question about a Virgo. It could relate to anyone depending on what kind of the planets are doing in the sky right now, but I'm channeling Virgo energy. So it's coming through immediately like a little bit fussy about like using the right thing. So they were really keen on me using this deck, which I don't use very often. The Law of Attraction Tarot. It's a really nice deck, but it's not one that I feel like super connected to all the time. So there could be a message in that for somebody. Maybe you're working with somebody, you don't feel very connected to them, something like that. But it's like there's a purpose to this deck. There's a message in this deck that really wants to come out. It's basically like the deck is like yelling to get my attention, which it's not, right? It's an inanimate object, but at the same time it's calling out to me. It's like there's a message in this deck. So I assume it's for you, Virgos. If this reading doesn't resonate, you can always go and check out your other placements. Maybe one of those readings is gonna resonate better for you. Just a reminder that gender is very fluid in the tarot, so she, he, they, however you represent. Just know that you can kind of flip it everything around and reverse it. So if I'm talking about a card and it's got a guy on it, just know it could be a woman or whatever. What else do we have for you? If you enjoyed this reading, please do consider dropping me a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, if you're new to the channel, hi, I really appreciate it when you hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel, and you can also hit that notification bell as well to know when my readings go up. So yeah, guys, and my regular supporters, thank you for being here. You know how much I love and appreciate you. So let's get into it. It's you, Virgo. It's you. It's only you. Everything you do is it's for you. I'm getting Bryan Adams now. It originally came through the Charlotte Lawrence song. It's called You. It's you and all the things you do. I know it could be anybody, but it's you. So it's really emphasizing. It's almost like I'm hearing it's you. I'm hearing it in other videos I'm watching. I'm just hearing it kind of generally as I go about my day. I just keep on hearing this phrase, it's you, like literally in my environment. It's like the universe is sending me this message, like any way that it can, like intuitively and like figuratively, like physically in my environment. It's you, it's you, it's you. So Virgo, it's you. It's like the underlining the you, like capital letters, bold, underlined, you, Virgo. So, and it's because of all the things you do, right? Yeah, so now I'm getting like the Bryan Adams song. Let me just make notes. Charlotte and Bryan. Everything I do it for you. So whichever way it resonates for you. But they're showing me as well, it's quite funny actually, they were showing me like almost like beauty queens or like an award show or something, you know, and like everybody's on the stage and they're kind of like huddled together waiting to find out who's won. And the person next to so like they announce the person's name and they've won, but it's like they're not paying attention, they didn't think they were going to win, and the person next to them has to go, it's you, go, you know, that kind of thing. It's you, go, get up there. And then the shock of like, oh my god, it's me, what? So I don't know if you're going to be in a situation where perhaps you get chosen for something, you know, your name gets called and you're like, who, me? You know, that kind of energy. But it's like, it's you because of the things you do. So it's funny because they kind of kept on going with this, and they were showing me like Miss Congeniality, and it's like the scene was playing out in my mind. So if you know the crowning scene in Miss Congeniality, I mean, the film's been out years, so spoiler alert, but when at the end of the film where Sandra Bullock, she doesn't win, her best friend, like her really good friend Cheryl, wins, and she's basically the whole thing is there's Cheryl's quite naive, and there's a bomb in the crown, right? And Sandra Bullock's like an FBI agent. She's kind of infiltrated this beauty queen thing to kind of figure out what's going on, and she knows that the crown is like booby trapped. So she's saying to her best friend, like this really sweet, naive, like silly girl Cheryl, don't take the crown, don't take the crown, don't take the crown. But Cheryl can't hear her because she's so overwhelmed. Everything's happening, there's noise happening. And so she's like, what? And so she goes and she's like taking the crown. But it's like absolute chaos. Like Sandra Bullock's like punching people, kicking people, trying to like get over to Cheryl to take the crown. Everybody thinks she's a sore loser, but she's like, no, I'm an FBI agent. Like, let me get past, let me save my best friend here. So she's like fighting with everybody on the stage. Like Cheryl's crying, like everything's going off. And what they're really emphasizing is this guy who's like the announcer, and he's singing Miss United States. He's singing like the song, you know, like that he's meant to be performing. She's beauty and she's grace, she's Miss United States. But it's like everything is just chaos. So there's this whole feeling of that scene, because it's funny, it's making me laugh the way that they're playing it out in my head. I don't know who you are. So it's like the announcer and Cheryl, like the girl who won, are both, they've got this kind of like, there's chaos around me, but we've got a job to do here. Let's get on with the show. So that could be you, Virgo. You could be like, it's absolute chaos. It's pandemonium. Let's just keep doing our job. Let's just keep our head down. Let's just let's do our part here. Like, I've got something to do. I've got something to deliver. Let's keep carrying forward, you know, rallying the troops, that kind of thing. Or are you Sandra Bullock, who's like, I know there's a problem. I have to get a message to somebody. You know, I've got, I don't know. So I don't know who you are in that scenario, but that's kind of what they were playing out in my head. So also, if you are winning something, I don't know what the message is. They do say don't take the crown, don't take the crown. But I'm more getting like, I'm more getting for you, it's like you're shocked you've won. It's like, oh my God. But it's like they're saying, you might be saying, you might be questioning, why am I getting this award? Why am I getting this recognition? Why am I getting, why are people singing my praises? But it's like, because you deserve it, Virgo, because of everything you do. Like, you're always there. You always get the job done. You're always hardworking. You're always everybody's best friend, you know? So you do deserve it, Virgo. So don't question that. So it's like, hold your crown up high, right? So I don't know what message is exactly in that is for you, but please take anything that resonates and leave anything that doesn't. I'm also getting bird symbolism. Specifically, I saw an image of like a nest with two birds. I couldn't make out what type of birds they were. It was like they were showing me lots of different types of birds, but I got the impression maybe they were white. So and they had this stick in between the beaks. It was like two birds holding the same stick. So for some of you, I was kind of getting olive branch. It's like giving, like handing over the olive branch, which is like making amends, saying, right, let's have some peace here in this situation. Like for others of you, I was also getting like building a nest. So like building a home, decorating your home, building a nest egg, building up your money, something like this, like preparing energy. For others of you, I was getting like tug of war, like two birds, right? Two women, like the beauty queens, holding onto the same thing and pulling it. So they do this in that scene as well with Sandra Bullock and the character Cheryl, like they're pulling on the crown. So like a tug of war over something. So if it's not physical, for some of you, it could be like something that you want and something that somebody else wants, and you're both going for the same thing, you know, like you're both competing for the same thing. So again, it could be like you get picked because of everything that you do, like your consistency. I'm just going to open my window, guys, sorry. I'm getting really, really warm. I may actually just take my sweatshirt off. I've got a vest on, don't worry, I'm not saying hey. Doing your reading naked, it's fine, guys. Right, so I'm going to get some Scrabble letters for you. I don't know what's going to come out. Gemini's shocked me. Sometimes it spells out like full words. Sometimes it's just letters. So whatever you get from it intuitively, if a word pops out for you, if it's like, oh, that's my initials, that's somebody that I know's initials, there's a message in there. It might click right away. It might take a couple of days, and then you'll be like, ah, that's what those letters mean. So I don't know if you want to like just jot them down, and we'll see what we get. But yeah, it's freaky. Sometimes the stuff it spells out is really, really freaky. So let's see what we get. Some of you could be playing Wordle as well. I picked 5 letters because it reminds me of Wordle. So I'll do it on camera as well. The first one that came out is I. So again, it's you, right? I, like number 1. It's you, Virgo. I don't know. Look at this. Like, the reiteration, like it's you, Virgo. Yes, I, you know, aye, Captain. P, it's you and all the things you do. I know it could be anybody. Po, IPO. Post office. Post office could be something. I saw a tweet about post offices this morning. So anything that happens during my day, I'm on alert. I'm listening for the messages. So PO could stand for post office. Postman Pat. Okay, Postman Pat came through in a reading the other day. It was maybe a couple of weeks ago, but I remember because I was singing Postman Pat, and it was like somebody was going to get a surprise parcel, a surprise gift. It's like Postman Pat's on his way. P.O. box. I don't know, P.O. box. Maybe someone needs a P.O. box. A pox on the phony king of England. Right, that's like a crown analogy again. What is that? Is that from Robin Hood? A pox on the phony king of England. Yeah, I think it's Robin Hood. You know, the one with the foxes? Foxes in boxes. A fox on a box. Maybe you're reading like kids' books. Right, so whatever you get there, right, I'm just channeling the stuff that I'm getting. But if something pops into you intuitively that I'm not saying, it's not that it's wrong, it's that it's right for you. You're getting a message through my reading, right? Intuitively, just like how I get downloads, you can also get downloads. We may get different downloads. It's okay. Trust your intuition. Right, let's see what else we get. The energy's a little bit funny. I'm also getting something about my left wrist here. Just be careful of your left wrist. Maybe somebody could have like carpal tunnel syndrome, something like that. I'm just getting a really it's a funny energy on my left wrist, like a bit uncomfortable. Oh, they're emphasizing it. Wait, I've given that message. Make it go now. The ugly house. I call this the penis house card. You've also got fish there on the bottom. Fish could be something for you. You've got a King of Pentacles there. You could be having King of Pentacles involved in your situation. It's typically Taurus energy. Doesn't have to be. And you've got a King of Cups. This would normally be Scorpio, but it could be any water sign. So any earth sign, any water sign. But the King of Pentacles is normally they've got a lot of skills. They really know what they're doing. You know, they know their business. They know they're just really practical. They know what has to be done, right? And they've built up a lot of knowledge and skills over time. So they're the kind of like long-term investment type people, very stable, very grounded, very secure. That Taurus energy really builds for the future. So again, some of you could be doing something where you're building up a nest egg with somebody else. King of Cups is like it could also be you, right? It's an earth sign, so you could be the King of Pentacles doing all those things. The King of Cups is deep emotions. Interesting that it's come out with the fish card, right? It's like the deep emotions. So some of you, hang on, let me just work out, does that work? What have you got either side of you? Air and water. Yeah, some of you could be Cancer, Virgo, cusp. So it's like this blend of earth and water. So the practical things in life, the things that you can do in like the 3D, the tangible world, but also the depth, right? The depth of your emotions, the depth of your feelings, your compassion, your sensitivity, all those lovely things. It's like, okay, I can build a future, I can build a house, I can make this nest egg, but I have to have a reason for doing it. And the reason that I do these things are my emotions, they're my feelings, they're because I care, right? So it's like caring about what you do, caring about what you're building. Interesting that the house it's interesting actually here, because I would put the King of Cups, which I associate with water energy and deep feelings and these kind of things, on the fish card. And I put the King of Pentacles, which I associate with like stability, building a future, building a house, laying the secure foundations, on the house card, but it's the other way round. So again, there's definitely a connection. It's like it's the same energy, right? There's like a circular thing here. So it could be that you and somebody else are kind of working together, but it's like equal give and take, right? Two kings. So there's like a flow between them and it's equal, like both bringing something different to the table, but it's like you support me, I support you. Just I'm thinking about those two birds again. And may have to pause or shut my window. There's just a family, they look like they're getting in the car with for some sort of like little trip with some kids. So if it gets a bit noisy, are they going on vacation? Yeah, again, anything that happens in a reading is part of the reading, so you might be going on a vacation with some kids, I don't know. But yeah, it's like what you do, you have to have emotions, right? You have to feel valued, you have to feel like what you're doing matters. You don't want to be doing something for the sake of it. So the fish also talks about prosperity though. Like if you think about like Japanese culture, I think it is, fish symbolize, like koi symbolize money, prosperity, and also maybe swimming in a different direction to other people or doing something. It's like sometimes it comes through as doing something against the grain, but now it's coming through as like seeing an opportunity that other people haven't noticed yet. So it's like you're circling back around them. I'm definitely getting this like circling energy. Yeah, no, look at that under there as well. Like this is like a closed book, a diary. It's secrets. Yeah, you're keeping something. You've noticed something, or somebody around you has noticed something, and it's like an opportunity or an investment opportunity or something, and you're the one keeping it to yourself. Yeah, because look, like the dog and the mice. It's like you don't want somebody to nibble away at your finances. You don't want something to like, it's better to keep it to yourself at this time, is what I'm saying. So the penis house then, the ugly house. This tells me that things don't have to be beautiful for them to be satisfying or rewarding. It's not the prettiest house in the world. It's like this mushroom house, right? But they've decorated it in a way that's like, there's a lot of love there. There's a lot of love there. It's kind of very Art Nouveau as well. It's kind of like, no matter where you are, making the best of that situation. And also seeing in the beauty of it, seeing the potential, seeing the beauty in people, places and things where other people have overlooked it. But it's like other people have overlooked it because it's what's right for you. I don't know, some of you know that one of my favourite readers is Awakening to Spirit, and she's been doing these readings about the Black Swan and the Black Egg, which kind of linked to me as this kind of deck, the Animal Spirit Oracle, but they just kind of flashed up the Black Egg to me, and it made me think of that. So I don't know if there's something in her Virgo reading, which I've not watched all of actually yet, about this, about something being overlooked. And it could be that you've been overlooked, right? Which is why you're so shocked when people like reward you or notice you. What else, please, for Virgo? Wealthy man. Yeah, there's that King of Pentacles. Oh, despair. So you could be in need, or this is kind of giving me like Six of Pentacles energy. So a person who's in need and a person who's able to give. So it's like, it's funny I mentioned Robin Hood and they're giving me rob the rich to give to the poor. I don't recommend anyone do that. Obviously, I think sometimes we can have a bit of a mentality about wealth, about it being not deserved. Sometimes it's quite rightly not deserved. If you look at, there could be something to do with collectively that I'm picking up on here as well. I've noticed like Kate and Wills are on tour at the moment, and I think Oprah Winfrey's asking them to apologize for certain things that have happened in history. I do know more than what I'm saying. I just don't want to kind of like waylay the reading into that. So if you want to go and look up that, there could be a factor about that coming in. So it's like, well, there could be something about where do people's wealth come from? What do people do with their money? Is that money well earned? So for example, I'm talking about Taurus and Virgo here in this reading. My bosses are Taurus and Virgo, and they work, I mean, it's, like they both work really, really hard, but my Virgo boss works so hard for her money, for her business. She's very, very emotionally invested. It pays off for them because of that hard work. So it's like, it's everything they have is so very well deserved, so it's not that, and they're not like billionaires or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying here. But it's like some people work very hard for what they have, and it's really, really well deserved. And some people are born with a silver spoon in their mouth, and maybe that silver spoon was got from nefarious means in the past. So I just want to, there's something around this wealthy man where, because to me, this is a very, normally when this card comes out, it's like that King of Pentacles energy. It's like this person got to where they got because they worked really hard, because they, they got a good education, because anything they didn't know, they went out and discovered. They've got the skills, they've got the knowledge, they know what they're doing, and they've worked hard to get there. It's kind of that King of Pentacles in the upright energy for me. So I want to say that this is, he's got quite a kindly face as well. I want to say that this is kind of like entrepreneurial, but also kind of that benefactor energy, like somebody who wants to give. They're in a position to give and they want to give. Like they are the rich and they want to give to the poor. It's coming through as you, and I'm not going to say that you're like sat there like, I don't know, like the Monopoly man, right, with a monocle and a top hat going, twiddling your moustache going, yes, I do want to give all my money away to the poor. I'm not saying that like that's who you are, but what you could be is either in a position to give a little or in a position to receive a little. Like is this a time of abundance for you? Is this a time where you're like, do you know what? I've got a roof over my head. I've got food on the table. I've got a little bit extra. And do you know what? It wouldn't hurt me to buy a coffee for that homeless guy down the road, right? It could be something like that. It's interesting. We've got the dog there and the dog like here as well. There could be a message as well, just with the mice there, about, and the dog here, like watch your finances, watch your money at the moment. Is there anything that you've overlooked where your money's kind of getting nibbled away at? You know, is there anything where it's kind of like when you're not looking, the mice are in your cupboard eating away your food? So it's like, is there anything where you know, perhaps you're spending a bit too much? Is there a drain on your resources? Like perhaps, not in a rude way, but perhaps if you've got children and you kind of like constantly giving them money, is that dwindling your funds to a point where you think, oh, actually, maybe I'm giving a little bit too much here? It's just a question. It's just like a big question mark over what are your finances like? Where is your money going? Are you paying attention? Are you doing like, are you sitting down and doing like working out how much you've got going out, how much you've got coming in, or are you turning a blind eye to it? Because wherever you're turning a blind eye, your resources could be dwindling a little bit. So just be aware of that. But it's like, it does have this energy with these two cards together as well. It's like, it's almost that energy of like, I don't have to be in a mansion. I don't have to be, you know, living in the Hollywood Hills to feel wealthy. Wealth comes from different places. And this is what the King of Cups teaches us. Wealth comes from feeling fulfilled in our heart. So we could have all the money in the world. We could be sat in a golden castle and we could feel alone and empty. But to feel really fulfilled, we find the beauty in the things that are around us. You know, maybe our house isn't the most beautiful house, but we make it our own. And, you know, maybe we remember when Grandma painted that mural on the wall, or we remember when, you know, the kids drew that picture, and you know, you put that picture up on the walls, or you've got your, like, you know, the height chart of your kids. So it's like, it's not beautiful, but it's mine, and I've got memories and feelings attached to this. And it's like, who are you trying to impress as well? Are you trying to impress other people, or are you looking to fulfill that hole in yourself, right? You've also got the number 4 twice. 1 and 3 makes 4. 4, 4. 4s are about stability, foundations, building for the future. So again, that kind of building up the nest egg energy that I was kind of picking up on. What else do we have? I was really drawn to the Starseed Tarot. They were showing me stars when I was picking this deck. So like literally, like they were showing me like black space and kind of silver stars. So I thought starseed seems like what they were going for. So what do we have for Virgo, please? What do we have? Thought something came out, then it didn't. What do we have for Virgo, please? Are you not going to talk now? Or did I pick the wrong deck? No, there we go. Okay, you've got quite a few. So Lost Lands is in my hand. And Portal, doors are opening, you decide. Wild card. Let's have a look at these. Right, this is going to be... So there we go. This is kind of what I was seeing, like the black space with the silver stars. Called Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up. Double mission. Light worker, starseed. Serve the world by being you. So do be authentic. Do be honest with yourself about what matters. Because I think there's something that you could teach other people here through this. So it does feel like you are being asked to step up or step forward, or perhaps take on a different role. There's all this portal energy, right? Like it's like you're about to step through into a different version of your life. So again, it's like maybe accepting a job offer that moves your life into a different phase. It's like there's a new phase coming in some sort of way, Virgo, a new opportunity, a new phase. It feels like it's very obvious. It feels like you're being guided to. It's like it's quite clear, right? It's quite in front of you. There's no missing it, or maybe there is missing it. Sorry, these cards give me a lot, so I'm just kind of like channeling as I go here. So it's like the universe has guided you to something. It's almost like it's like corralled you. It's like the universe has corralled you in a certain direction so that you're in front of this door. It's like the universe didn't really let you go off path, or the universe didn't really let you wander off in the wrong direction. It's like if you it feels like it's very subconscious as well, like you didn't even know it was happening. So it might be like you tried to go for a job and you didn't get that job, and you're like, why? I had all the qualifications. It's because the universe whispered in that person's ear and said, not Virgo, we've got something else for Virgo. Or it might be like you wanted to go to a certain place, and you know, you the road was closed. It's because the universe is like, it's really getting this like corralling you energy, and it's feels completely subconscious. It feels like you don't even know it's happening. And it feels like right now you're right in the right place at the right time, and you're about to go into something new. But again, I feel like you don't even know, you won't even realize. I'm just seeing like how it's like, so it's almost like a membrane, or like there's nothing there. I feel like you're literally going to walk this path, step through, and you won't even realize anything's different, but you have stepped through. So it's like whether you just speak to the right person at the right time on the right day, and you know, it's just a passing conversation, but you know, it turns out that that person is looking for somebody just like you, or it just has this feeling of like it's happening, and like fate has brought you here. It feels completely mundane to you. You don't know that this is happening. You don't know that you're stepping through to this next phase. It's just happening really organically and really naturally. And that makes it very easy for you as well. It's almost like the universe is just, it's like you've got some kind of karma playing out here, where the universe is very gently taking you to something that's going to be good for you. And I think it is going to be something about appreciating what you have, and seeing the beauty in things that perhaps you've overlooked, or even like other people have overlooked and dismissed before. It's like you're going to find the beauty in something that other people have overlooked because it's for you. They keep showing me the black egg. Like psychically, they just keep on showing me that specific card from that specific deck. So yeah, the black egg, it's like it's something that's been cloaked and hidden because the universe is intending it for you. So nobody else can see it, like everybody else is overlooking it. Just kind of like throwing in another analogy, I just did Leo's reading yesterday. No, so you're not Cancer, Virgo, cusp. It's like the signs are all shuffling around for me this week. It's the weirdest thing. No, you can't be water, earth, cusp. So maybe you've got water somewhere else in your chart. Sorry if anyone picked up on that. Sometimes it's like my thinking brain turns off and I just say whatever's channeling through, and then when I sit down and think about it, I think that was stupid. But then it always means something, right? It always sounds really stupid when I say it, but then somebody will be like, yeah, I'm Cancer moon, you know? So right. So, or like I was meant to be born, like, you know, I was meant to be born a Virgo, but I was born 2 months early, so I'm Cancer. You know, it's like it always means something to somebody. Right. So in Leo's reading, I had this thing where I was trying to explain what it's like trusting my intuition. Like, you know how I was saying, like I was walking around and I just kept on hearing this phrase, it's you, it's you, it's you. So I was getting it in like psychically and actually hearing it like sort of like a soundboard bounding back at me in the real world. And in Leo's reading, I was saying sometimes it's like when you're in a computer game, right? And you there's a lot of objects that are part of the environment, but then there's objects that you can interact with, and it's like they stand out a little bit more. So if I just go to this deck, so it's like sometimes in a computer game, it's like it's so funny how things play out as well. I've got something else to tell you. So yeah, it's like it stands out, right? It's not, it's like it, like this is kind of like a bit blurred, a bit blending in, but like this, like it's like a slightly different art style, so it stands out to you. You know, you can interact with it, or it's got like a glowing ring around it, so you know it's something you can interact with. It's like so this is how it happens to me, kind of psychically. It's like in my environment there'll just be something that's it's like it's standing out, like in a computer game. It's like, and I know that I'm supposed to interact with that thing today, so that's how it comes through psychically. It's almost like that's where my attention's going, right? So it actually played out in such a funny way. I was getting the name Leon for Leo as well. So I was getting Leon and this thing about things popping out or being part of the background. And then yesterday I watched, there's a YouTube gamer called Call Me Kevin, and he was playing one of the original Resident Evil games. And of course the main character in that game is Leon. And he actually said, he was on this bus at one point and he said, oh, you can tell what's like a background zombie, like you know, an environment zombie, and what's a real zombie, because like look at the difference in art style. And I was like, that's exactly what I said in the reading this morning. So maybe it was Resident Evil that someone was playing and not like the Hitman games, I don't know. But it's funny how like I channel things and then it's like it's there. And I kept on seeing for the rest of the day, I kept on seeing the name Leon everywhere. And I was like, it's such an unusual name. And yet it's here, it's everywhere, right? So I'm actually going to pause. I'm actually just going to pause, refresh my energy, have a sip of my coffee, and then we'll get you your 9-card spread. Okay. Another thing that played out for me as well is one of my readings. I can't remember which reading it was, but I think it could have been Leo as well. So yesterday's reading, if you go and look at the thumbnail, I used a specific quote from a specific song for that thumbnail, and it was from a Foo Fighters song. All my life I've been looking for something, something never comes, never leads to nothing. And I had that song in my head all day yesterday. It just wouldn't get out of my head. All night there, my dream looking away. What is it? Then it comes around and I see your face. It's still going really, really strong. So this Foo Fighters song was stuck in my head all day, so loudly yesterday. And then if you go and look at the news, if you Google Foo Fighters news, you'll see why. So I know that I'm channeling things. I know that I am. And then I just don't know what it means until I see it. 9-card spread, please, for Virgo for today. Yeah, watch your finances. Definitely, definitely, definitely keep an eye on your money right now. On your money, on your resources, on your finances. Fortune cookie, interesting. I'm going to pull all the cards. I'm doing a 9-card spread, and we'll kind of interpret really nice. That's the sun card. Or is that the sun card? No, that's not the sun card. I'll interpret what it all means kind of after I've pulled the cards. So I'm doing emotion space, thoughts, action space. I just saw 3113. Watch out for mirror numbers. I'm doing past, current situation, near future, or far future. I don't know. The universe is very wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey. Of course, time is kind of a construct. So the universe doesn't really act and work in linear time like we do. But yeah, so it could be days, weeks, months, years, right? As I'm talking about time being a construct, look at what the card came out. This is what I mean. It's so funny how tarot works. There we go. Beautiful. Empress showing up there in your current action space. Damn right. I see it. Definitely see it about my female Virgo friends. Like, the Empress isn't typically your card. It's Taurus and Libra. But, yeah, you know, like my female Virgo friends, you know you're my mums, right? You're all my mums. Like... Honestly, I've been so looked after by Virgos my whole life. I'm so thankful Virgos exist because they are my parents. And I need you. I need that in my life. We're not all good at things, right? We're not all good at the practical stuff. Sometimes we need a Virgo there going, did you remember to check your thing? We're like, yeah, thanks, Virgo friend. Right, okay. Because you're on it, because you're like that King of Pentacles or Queen of Pentacles, or, you know, energy of like a song keeps coming through for me this week. It's White Dress by Lana Del Rey. I was a waitress wearing a white dress. Look how I've got this. Look how I do this. So it's like, I've got this, you know, I've got this. Whatever you're doing, Virgo, you've got this. Okay, I'm going to pause and interpret your cards, and I'll be back in a second, because I don't know why your energy's like super scatty today, which isn't, I don't feel like this kind of like, it's like excitable and scatty. It's not your usual energy, so I don't know why it's coming through this way today. But I mean, and I am drinking coffee, but I drink coffee all the time and I'm not always like this, so we'll see. Right, give me a second. Okay, I've adjusted the camera slightly as well. This on the whole is a really, really positive reading. It's going from a kind of negative situation into a much, much more positive energy. My only concern is in your action space here, this is the 9 of Swords, and it does indicate stressing or anxiety or anything that's to do like actual bad mental health issues, where it's like, it's not just, oh, I'm a bit stressed today. It's like ongoing stress, or like an actual mental health issue, like actual medical anxiety. It's like it's called kind of almost like the 4 of Swords is kind of like, oh, you're a bit stressed, you need to have a bed day. But for me, the 9 of Swords is like, oh, you know, we might be speaking to somebody here, you know, getting a little bit of help with this, or the real need to get out of a situation or change your mindset. So gonna clarify, but that's my concern straight away is that you're moving in a really positive direction, like emotionally and everything really, really going strong here. Emotions, thoughts, really, really good. But something in your physical space is causing this Nine of Swords energy, which definitely want to figure out what that is and try and avoid it, right? It's upcoming, so we can avoid it, which might be part of the thing as well, because you are a sign that tends to worry a lot. You do tend to overanalyze. You do tend to run things through your head a lot. It's just a natural thing that Virgos do, where it's like constantly thinking, what's coming up next? What do I need to do next? Are we going to figure this out? What's the plan here? What's the plan here? Is the plan still, like, is this constant, like, brain chatter that you have? It's because you're ruled by Mercury, as is Gemini. And Mercury is the god of communication, and it's a very... it's a very mental energy as well. It's so funny because you're not swords, right? Swords in the tarot is like air. You're not an air sign, you're an earth sign, but at the same time you've got all this like, hello? No, it's fine. I'll just shut my window, guys. I'll just boil in my bedroom. Don't worry. Okay, so I don't know what that song is. That song, if you look it up, it could mean something to you. I wasn't familiar with it. Sounded a bit like Paloma Faith, but I'm not sure. What was I saying? I don't know. Let's just go in. So, difficult energy. Starting your reading, you've got the Five of Swords, difficult card, Five of Cups, difficult card, but it's a glass half full card. It all depends on your perspective. Four of Cups, which is I'm over it. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm fed up. Three challenge cards in starting off your reading, which talks to me about the past, right? It might have been yesterday. It might have been an hour ago. It might have been a year ago, you know? But at some point in the past, you were in this really opting out energy, really fed up, because the Four of Cups is like, I can't be asked with this anymore. You know, like I've drank out those 3 cups. They all tasted bitter. And why would I take that 4th cup? Like, it's just going to end up the same. So it's this real energy of like, I'm over it. I'm opting out. I'm not interested anymore. But the problem is with the Four of Cups is the 4th cup is meant for you. The 4th cup is the Ace of Cups, which is unconditional love. It's support. It's really good emotions, right? It's something that's meant for you, and it's something that's divinely guided. So, but because normally the art of this card is somebody like with their arms crossed, turning the face away, like, no. Like, I thought these other 3 cups were the Ace of Cups, and they turned out to not be great. So why would I take that 4th cup, you know? So a real sulking energy in the past here. The artwork of this deck is this kind of Acropolis or kind of Greek temple. Just to say, a classic student here, I can tell it's like the Ionic, then I can't pronounce it. It is like the Greek columns, because the Roman columns or the Etruscan columns are the ones that are a lot fancier. So yeah, that's typically kind of the kind of more Greek style. So specifically Greece, almost looks like a bit of a Greek key there as well. Sorry, I'm just geeking out for a second. But yeah, maybe you want to go on vacation. Maybe you went to a certain place, went there a couple of times, and you thought, yeah, I don't like this place. I've been there a few times. I never enjoyed my experience. Why would I go back there? Could be something like that, specifically based on the art, but it doesn't have to be. You've got 2 5s as well here, 5 and 5 next to each other in your emotions and your thoughts. So there's a big change. 5s indicate changes. Normally it's a change that happens, or when changes happen, there is some conflict or drama around it, just by the nature of change. But change is healthy. Change promotes growth. So there is something about perspective, about in your feelings. Will you shush, please, phone? I'm just going to actually chuck it across the room so it's not getting a lot of it. Maybe you're getting interrupted a lot. Maybe you're getting a lot of interference, like you're trying to get on with something and there's a lot of stuff kind of a lot of curveballs coming in from the universe this week, perhaps. But here, like this 5 of Swords, it's obviously like a graph, watch your finances and things like that. Or just, it's like you're aware that the situation's going down or that something's going down, right? It's like, you know that something's no longer sustainable. You know that something doesn't work anymore. You know that there's going to have to be a change. But emotionally, because this is in your emotions, there's like an internal conflict about it, or there was an internal conflict about it. You had conflicted thoughts, conflicted feelings about this situation. You could have been in conflict with people around you, but it's like you knew that situation wasn't sustainable. You could feel that situation wasn't going to last. You knew that there had to be a change. So the Swords being in your emotions does show me that there is some cognitive awareness. You also have your emotions emotions and your thoughts. So there is a little bit of back and to between your emotions and your thoughts right now, or in the recent past, sorry. It could be something about loyalty, because the sunflower symbolizes loyalty for me. And we saw that dog there as well. The dog also symbolizes loyalty. You're in your thoughts, you have this 5 of Cups energy. So you're thinking, or you were thinking in the past, about a situation that was very disappointing. It left you feeling very unsatisfied and disappointed and pessimistic about a past situation. Again, normally the imagery on this card is a person who's kind of sulking a little bit, and they're looking at 3 cups that have been spilt over. So again, it's like the 3 cups that are on this card. It's this feeling of like, you know, I thought those things were good for me. I gave those things. Normally people, a cup can represent a person. So like 3 people, you know, I gave them a chance and it didn't work out. You know, they let me down. I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. Very sulky in your action space. Like the way you're presenting to the world, the way you're acting, very, very kind of a little bit sulky, a little bit like spitting your dummy out, like, you know, taking your ball in, that kind of thing. Yeah, because you're disappointed, right? You knew that something wasn't going to work out. It went down. And yeah, you a bit sad about like the wasted time, I think, the wasted effort, the wasted energy. But the lovely thing about this card is normally there's 2 cups still standing, which indicates the 2 of Cups. So you've got the Ace of Cups coming in here, which is like unconditional love, or a person who's right for you coming in. And the 2 of Cups symbolizes somebody who's your equal, somebody who's like soulmate energy, somebody who's meant to be in your life, somebody who's going to give as much as they take, like somebody who's meant to be in your life, right? So I think in the past you were definitely kind of in this in-between stage of still kind of getting over the past disappointments and past hurts, past failures, and not quite ready to take the leap of faith into the new, the fresh, the good things that are coming for you, right? You were still in the sulking phase, right? Which is healing. The sulking phase, I shouldn't be so harsh. The sulking phase is also like a bit more of a healing phase, right? It's like looking back over it, thinking, what did I do? What did they do? What could I have done differently? So it's just that learning phase, right? It just looks sulky because it's in your action space. It's like everybody else thinks you're sulky. And I'm sorry, Virgo. You're pouting, Virgo, again, which is fine, right? We're all allowed to be pouty. I get pouty. We all get pouty. This looks really good. Really good. Your current energy, right in the center of your reading, you've got the Fool card. Now, this is good. This is like big steps forward, right? Big leap of faith. Look at that happy face. It's like sun and moon, like night and day. Like nothing's gonna bring me down. What's that? They gave me a bit of a song. Nothing's gonna bring me down. Huh. What is it? I don't know what it is. It's coming in now. So nothing's gonna keep you down. I also heard the song "The Man" by The Killers this morning, so it's feeling like that kind of energy. Like, I'm the man. I've got this. So you know, again, take gender out of it. It's just that feeling of like, you know, I'm going to take a leap of faith here. I feel confident. I want to give this a shot. Much more positive energy. So rather than being in that kind of like sort of, I'm getting a lot of Cancer for you, like that Cancerian energy of kind of like dealing with like the past stuff, the past hurts, and kind of the Mercury Virgo energy of like over analyzing and worrying. This is the Aries energy of like, I'm going to give it a shot. Like, you know, fortune favors the bold. You know, I'm not going to worry anymore. I'm not going to stress anymore. I'm not going to sulk anymore. I'm just going to go out there and get it. But it's in your thoughts, right? So it's a mental preparedness, a mental enthusiasm, a mental preparation to take leaps of faith and give things a shot, which is really, really healthy. It's very, very good. What it's also coming in with is this Empress energy in your action space. So you've gone from this awful sort of sulky 4 of Cups, taking your ball and spitting your dummy out energy into I'm a waitress wearing a white dress. Look how I got this. Look how I do this. You know, like I am fully in control. Do you know what? If you've got a problem, come to me. We'll work it out. Supportive, nurturing, capable, ready for growth, ready for abundance, ready to grow things. So very, very positive, optimistic energy. It's all about the future. It's all about growth. It's all about potential. It's all about ideas. Really creative again, being like Aries, of course, being a fire sign, very, very creative, very enthusiastic, but actually showing up in your reality as capable, like that mum energy, like, like, oh, I'm worried, mum's got this, like Virgo's got this. So yeah, just lovely, nurturing, capable. She's all four queens of the tarot. Anything that you've got all the tools you need to do what you need to do, and you're doing it in a beautiful kind of open, supportive, forward thinking, nurturing way. Really nice energy, very capable, like really showing up and making it happen, like having a handle on things. Like, it's like, mum's got this. Everybody listen to mum knows what she's doing here, she's got an idea. Like, let's let mum guide us. So you are mum today in the tarot, I'm afraid. Like, I don't know how you all feel about that. But yeah, sometimes my Virgo friends get a little bit defensive when I'm like, you're my mum. Like, I don't want to be. Look after yourself. I'm like, I can't. I'm an idiot. Like, help me. Right. Okay. So in your emotions, also really positive, and I love that it's the fortune cookie. So your current energy is really kind of like forward looking, like the future, the fortune, feeling really lucky as well. These are both like cards about luck. Really, really good. But the Ten of Pentacles, the actual meaning of this is having that security, having those firm foundations, having the resources, feeling very secure, feeling very stable, feeling like you're building a legacy, right? Feeling like you're investing in something for the long term. So really, really nice energy. It's also indicating people around you. So not just you, but like either your family, right? Your parents, your grandparents, your children, the people around, your grandchildren even, like, your family, your friends, your network, your community. If this is work for you, this indicates your workplace being really, really strong, being built on firm foundations. It's that energy of like, I'm not going anywhere. And I'm looking forward to the growth and the potential of whatever this is. So very, very good energy, especially coming out of that, right? Coming out of that into this. Like, tell you what, Virgos have got this. And then you're going into, again, mostly really, really strong energy. I kind of want to flick this card away. I kind of want to be like, get out of here, stop spoiling Virgo's fun, but we'll address it. So again, emotionally and mentally, very good place for you, Virgo. So you're coming into what I want to talk about the most is Major Arcana, the Sun card, the happiest card in the tarot. Could definitely have a Leo around you or have Leo placements. Just with the sunflowers here and the Sun card gives me Leo energy. And you've got a cat somewhere as well. Yeah, it's like this Leo friend who's on the mission with you, right? Really, really good. So yeah, definitely, they're giving me as well, as I'm about to say this, they're giving me, it takes two, baby, me and you, just takes two. So there's definitely you and a companion, 100%, not only just because it's interesting that it's a cat on this card and not a dog, because normally it's a dog on this card, and we've had a little bit of dog energy over here. So I don't know if there's somebody around you who's like, I don't know who this person is for you. The dog seems to be symbolizing somebody, and there's something about loyalty. The dog symbol is something to do with loyalty. And then you also have this cat energy who's coming in. And it seems to be, it could be the same person, right? That person who's always by your side, who's always got your back. Like, it could be like the same energy. Yeah, like, yeah. Like, look. There's something coming through about, because it came through in another reading the other day, it's something to do with like the loyal friend. Like, it's like this person who's been with you even in the hard times, even in your moments of despair, like that. And they could have been despairing too, but they were at your side. It's somebody who's experienced everything with you, and like now they're here with you with a different attitude. So that it's going from something where it was very dependent, like maybe codependent, into something where they're still at your side, but they're more independent, right? They're at your side because they want to be there. Maybe they've got options. This was coming through as well for you as a kind of side message. I wasn't kind of sure if it was for you or not, but it was almost this energy of somebody who has a lot of options, who has a lot of choices. Maybe those options could represent many different things. I'm not seeing like the Seven of Cups. So it could be somebody who is very, very attractive, right? They've got a lot of options. You know, they could have anyone, and yet they want you. You know, it's only you. There's never been anyone else. You know, that kind of energy. They're loyal. So that's the brilliant thing as well. I think sometimes when people are really, really attractive and they can have anyone, you think, well, you know, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they taste all those pies? But if you're talking about somebody who's like King of Wands energy, which is Leo energy, and Leo also, incidentally, is a very loyal energy. Depends if they're high vibrational or low vibrational, depends on what else they've got going on in the chart. So if you're asking about Leo, I'd recommend looking at their Mars and Venus placements, because that's going to tell you what they're like in love and like what they're like, you know, when they deal with conflicts and things like this. But definitely the Venus placement if you're looking at their loyalty, because they could have something like Gemini, which would mean they're not that loyal, or like Aries, which means they're a little bit jump into bed with the first thing that comes along. Sorry, Aries. Aries Venus, you know, like not judging, you know, do what you do you. But you know, if somebody has like you know, somebody can have like a really loyal Venus sign. So maybe have a look at that. Like Venus Pisces as well, it can be a little bit get swept up by the romance sometimes. It's like they may have affairs, but they were fucking in love with every single person they had the affair with in those moments. Right, okay, I'm gonna stop talking about that, but it's like sometimes as well when people are really attractive and they can have anyone, if they're in that King of Wands energy, it's like, but they don't want anyone, right? They know what they want. They know what they want. They know what they like. And maybe they were a player when they were younger, but it's like now with that maturity of the King of Wands, like they don't have, like just because they can doesn't mean that they want to or that they will or that they have to. So there could be a question of somebody's loyalty if they're very attractive. But this energy of it's you, it's always been you. I could have anyone, but it's you. Seems to be a message for somebody there. So, this is somebody that you have a lot of fun with. And again, it doesn't have to be sexual, right? It could be like your best friend. You're my best friend. You're a real bad bitch. So it's like somebody that is just like you. You have a lot of fun with them. They're very playful. It's kind of like that playmate energy of like, let's go out and have fun. Let's go out and explore. Let's go out and have a good time. Dolphins represent Venus energy to me. Aphrodite Venus, she's often depicted with a dolphin. So yeah, again, definitely could be like lovers, soulmates, that kind of thing for those who it fits. But yeah, really gorgeous card. The Sun card, happiness, confidence, like this person who makes you feel really good about yourself, this person who makes you feel like you can conquer the world, and that's in your feelings. That's feeling really free, feeling really happy, feeling like, you know, this is a good situation for me in your upcoming thoughts. And again, this card here, the Six of Cups, indicates a soulmate. So when we say soulmate, what does that really mean? Some people think it's like the one, my one true love, the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. Not necessarily. We have a lot of soulmate energy that comes into, I mean, it depends, right? Definitions, apply the definitions as they fit. For me, when I talk about soulmate, it's like somebody who is part of your soul tribe, your soul family. So it's somebody who's meant to be in your life. You can have positive soulmates, you can have karmic soulmates. Some of them are meant to come into your life to teach you a lesson, to help you to grow, to help you to be a stronger person, often by challenging you. Some people are the kind of soulmate that I'm seeing in this reading, which is somebody who's always been at your side. It's like, even in your down times, like through thick and thin, when you had nothing, it's that energy of like, if I was a rich man, they're giving me now. It's that energy of like, okay, I'm wealthy now, but you know, I'm wealthy now. I'm doing really well. You know, I've got a lot to offer. So I've got a lot of people who are interested in me. But how do I know they're not just here for the good times? How do I know they're not just here, you know, for my checkbook? How do I not know? You know, are they the kind of people who only call me up when they've got a problem or when they want money? Do they ever just ask if I'm okay? So this is the person who's like, even if you had nothing, and you may have never been in this situation, but it's the person who, even if you had nothing, even if you didn't have like a dime, I'm hearing, which is not English, if I didn't have a dime in my pocket, maybe we're going back to like film noir times, I don't know. Like if you had nothing, right? Even in your worst situations, even when you were down and out, like that person is still there by your side. They're still checking on you, and they care about you. They care about how you are, not what you have to give, not what you can do for them, but what you can do for your country. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like they just want to see you happy. They just want to see you shine. You know, they just want you to be emotionally good, right? They just want you to be doing the best that you can do for you, not for them. Like, it's that kind of energy. It feels really, really good. So Six of Cups, equal give and take, equal emotion, give and take. This could be thinking about children as well. It's your thoughts, right? So thinking, this person's good for me, this person matches me, these people match me. There's 6 cups on this card, so it's like it could be a group of people, but like it's good, right? It's like good vibes. It's also, yeah, it can indicate children as well. So you could be thinking about having children, you could be thinking about your own children, but there could be something about your biological clock. Maybe your biological clock is ticking. Maybe you want to have another child and you're like, ooh, how many eggs are left in the basket? I'm at that age now. I'm like, I've always had it in my head that I was going to have 3 kids. I don't know why, just that number was in my head, and I've got 2. So when I was having my babies, I was like, I don't know why, it doesn't matter, right? But I was like, I want a girl and a boy. And if I get like 2 girls or 2 boys, I'm going to have a third, right? But then I'm going to stop trying. I don't want more than 3 kids. That's too many. But like, I always kind of expected I was going to get like 2 the same, and then the third, which was going to be like the different gender. Which is funny now, actually, like now my children are at an age where they start to look at things like gender identity and what that means. So that's interesting. That's a conversation for another day. But I always kind of thought I was going to get like the 2 and then like try for the third. And I had a girl and a boy. So I was like, okay, there we go. We got the full package. We got the girl and the boy. We're done. We're set. But I kind of kept everything. I kept like the baby bassinet. I kept a lot of the baby clothes. And I kind of always had it in the back of my mind, like I was going to have the third. But then like circumstances, I don't have the space and the resources to have that third child. And I'm like, I'm 40 now, like my biological clock is ticking, and am I really not going to have that third child? And it doesn't make sense to have the third child, right? It doesn't make sense. But I you know, like my belly feels like it's got a baby left in it. It feels like it's brewing up another one. So I don't know. That's my own personal story. So yeah, like in work as well, like a couple of the girls have had babies, and it's almost like I've got like the urge to just stand there and look at the babies and like hold them and smell them, you know, like the creepy woman in the room, and just like I love them. I love babies. They're so cute. And I didn't like babies before I had babies, and then like the hormones kicked in, and now I'm like, I love babies. They're so cute. They're so precious. Let me numb their little toe beans. But like at the same time, I'm like, I am broody still, and I want another baby, but I don't want another baby. And if I'm around those babies, if I hold the babies, it's going to make the broodiness worse. So it's almost like denying that for myself. I don't know. Could be something for somebody. But yeah, like there's something about time, a time factor here with the imagery of that card. And you're thinking about that. So why are you so anxious though? This is what I want to get to. And I hate this card. It's like, I always think it's like the David and Goliath card, right? It's somebody who's like, it's like the bully, right? Belittling the person, laughing at them, making them feel small. It's a horrible, I mean, it's a brilliant image because it says so much, but at the same time, it's so horrible, right? It's like, you don't want to see people treated like that. And it could also be talking about you. You could be, you know, it could be your own impression of yourself, like self-hatred, beating yourself up, your own inner bully, things like this, you know, feeling small because you're self-critical. But the 9 of Swords is like, it is like a stress, anxiety, bad mental health, bad self-image, self-loathing, something like this. Okay, what have we got here? This is the In-Between Tarot, if you're interested in this deck. I'll just kind of show you the image of it. Looks like this. So it's an interesting deck. I find it a bit tricky to use sometimes because it's almost like 2 cards in one. So it's the 4 of Cups, but it's kind of almost like the space where you move from the 4 of Cups to the 5 of Cups. So which is interesting because you've got both these cards here. This is the 4 of Cups, this is the 5 of Cups. And as you can see, there's all these well, the jugs in this image, but like all these jugs spilt on the ground, and then this like Ace of Cups coming in, which is like unconditional love. So I feel like there's something where you and somebody else have had some kind of shared experience. I don't know. Is this you and somebody else who are, you know, you've turned your backs to each other? You know, you fell out. There was something going on in the past that caused you to fall out, and you thought there's nothing left in this relationship, but here it is. Here's like the cut, because it's in between them. Like there is potential here. You know, you just have to turn around and see each other and understand that you've had some sort of shared experience to be able to have that bond. I'm not sure. But there is this feeling of like, I don't like this person, I'm over it, you know, they make me feel bad about myself perhaps, but it's like there's potential for you to turn around and almost be face to face or eye to eye or on an equal level. I mean, not quite, but you know what I'm saying. And then it's like the 9 of Coins and the 10 of Coins. So it's like there's, again, I was saying it's like there's multiple people here. So the 10 of Coins, the 9 of Coins is final, like kind of like financial independence on your own. So like being good on your own, having the skills, the capability to do something on your own. But it's going into the 10 of Pentacles. So it talks about joining up with other people and building this legacy for the future, which we saw here. So it's like, you can see the suffragettes as well. So it could be something about the suffragettes and how this person here is, he stands out, right? His skin color is different. He's of a different gender, but you know, they're all linked. They're all arm in arm, right? They're all fighting for the same cause. So the interpretation that I have for this card is, in my mind, it's like the suffragettes, because it says victory to the suffragettes. So often it comes through with this message of, we've got victory, right? 9 of Coins, we've got victory. We've achieved success. We've achieved recognition. How do we extend that for other people who need a voice? So it could be talking about women have got the vote. So how do we get people from different countries or different skin color? How can they also have a vote or have a voice? So it's talking about, you know, we're not just speaking for ourselves, but we're speaking for other people. You can also flip and reverse it. It's like, you know, their voice gets louder when other people join in. So if you're talking about, you know, the female voice, for example, because it is the suffragettes on this card, but it doesn't have to be, right? That's not the meaning necessarily of this card, but because of the visual image, this is what I'm going to say. So it's like, it could be, for example, when a certain group is trying to get a platform and they're not being heard until the people who are in a position to raise that platform get involved. So it can be talking about incorporating people from a different group, getting their support to make your voice louder, if that makes any sense. Interesting what I said about Kate and Wills as well. I don't know if that's a factor coming in here. Like raising up each other's voices. You're not like me. You're different to me, but we can support each other here, seems to be the message. Especially if there's been some bullying or belittling in the past. Interesting message there at the end of the reading. I just want to kind of ask as well, no, I think it's answered. I think the answer is where there's been conflict or hard feelings in the past, how do you, it seems to be like, how do you find the similarities rather than the differences? You know, that if you prick us, do we not bleed kind of energy. A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. It's like, it could be talking historically. I don't know what this is for you. Like, interpret it as you will, you know, in your own life. It could be talking about somebody who used to bully you at school or somebody who you used to bully. I had a conversation a little bit like this with a girl I used to work with as well, a girl I worked with who I used to go to school with as well. And about like the experiences of our own children. So it could be saying, in the past, there was definitely something where there was conflict with either one person or a group of people, where somebody else got somebody like caused them to think badly of themselves, perhaps. But there is an opportunity to find common ground and actually to come together and support each other in a way that's much more mature and much more, it's like, it's what they say, you know, often when you look at a bully, high school's such a difficult time as well for everybody. But what my dad taught me was the people who bully, they're doing it because there's something that they're insecure about, right? They've got some kind of weakness, some kind of insecurity, some kind of problem that they're not dealing with very well. And it comes out through bullying, right? It comes out through, they feel small, so they want to make other people feel small. And when you figure it out, when you figure out what the problem is, because normally it's like, what's your problem? There is normally a problem. You can actually support that person and be like, hey, you know, I hear you, that's not right. You know, don't treat me that way, but, you know, I understand what you're going through. Maybe we can help each other out here. So it's like, it's that finding the middle ground, supporting each other rather than, it's lifting each other up rather than knocking each other down, which I can see you doing here through this beautiful Empress card, who tends to be up on a platform. She tends to be like, people idolize her, people look up to her. She's kind of on a pedestal, the Empress. But it's the energy of like, you know, I'm up here on my throne. I'm not going to try and suppress you and keep you down to keep myself high, but I'm going to actually lift all of you up. And then, do you know what? You can all lift me up again. It's kind of like that. You lift me up, I'll lift you up. Kind of, you know, when you like do that, like you boost people up with your hand and then they pull you up and then you can like get up to the next level. It's like a teamwork thing. So I hope that makes sense to you. I hope you understand like what the message is for you personally and how that applies to your personal situation. And if it doesn't, it's fine, right? It's just a message for somebody else at this time. But let's get you a little bit of advice here. I got quite a bit there. Communication is key. Again, you are ruled by Mercury, so use that to your advantage. And people miss this about people really miss this about Virgo energy is because it's a fussy sign, because it's an analytical, fussy, warrior sign. A lot of the descriptions of Virgo energy can make Virgos sound very stuffy, very kind of OCD almost. I don't kind of use that word lightly. I'm just trying to think how to explain it. Where actually Virgos are one of the biggest party animals in the whole of the zodiac, because they are ruled by Mercury, the god of communication, he's a really fun god, right? It's a really fun energy, like Geminis. But a lot of the time Geminis are the ones who are seen as kind of like the party animals, you know, but like, you know, a cut of the same cloth. You know, if you flip the coin, Geminis are absolutely like that mental energy, because their swords energy is like a Gemini brain is torturous. Like a Gemini brain is Nine of Swords, and trust me, I've got a Gemini moon, so I know. But you both have it. You both have those flip sides of the anxiety and the social side. So brilliant communicators. Virgos can get on, normally, again, depending on your Mercury placement, but Virgos can get on with anyone. It's like the party is started when a Virgo walks in the room. Like, you know, such that party animal energy. And it's this weird energy of like party animal, but also needing your own space. Also, that's kind of a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Communication is key. Use it. You're ruled by Mercury. Use it. Step out of your comfort zone, whatever that means to you. I'm not going to kind of read all of this because there's a lot. What do you need to release? And prosperity lies ahead. Absolutely. You're definitely building something here with the 10 of Pentacles coming out twice. You're building like a legacy. You're building something for the future. So there you go. That's your reading, Virgos. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful to you. I hope you understand it. I'm just actually going to go back because I'm not reading the full description of these cards. I'm just going to go back over these cards. So double mission, light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. It says double mission. I feel like it's definitely you and somebody else involved. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up, right? Step out of your comfort zone, step up. Communication is key, double mission. Portal, doors are opening. You decide. Rewards. Wild card. I feel like that's this. Prosperity lies ahead. Taurus energy again. Got a lot of Taurus, a lot of Gemini, a lot of who else was coming through? Leo there. Lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Again, this could be like a past life soulmate. What do you need to release? So yeah, this feels like it could be past life, like a soulmate from a past life who came in as a karmic soulmate. You had to learn lessons from them. You had to experience certain things. You had to learn from each other. You had to trigger each other, like create those, you know, it's almost like the people who trigger you and bring those things to the surface that are unresolved within you. And you have to go away and figure that out for yourself. It's like, why does this person annoy me so much? Why does this person make me feel bad about myself? It's normally because there's something in you that you haven't addressed, and they're just mirroring it, right? They're just highlighting it. It's not really about that person at all. And you're probably doing the same to them as well. So you go away and you spend some time and you look at yourselves. And again, it could be a past life, or it could be someone from your past, right? Someone that you went to school with. And like you go away and you look at these things and you grow if you're doing the work properly. You know, if you're not doing the work properly, you say, what's their problem? Or like, you know, you don't address that thing within you. But taking ownership of it and actually really figuring it out and saying, why does that bother me so much? What is it? What is that triggering inside me? What do I need to look at and address and heal so that that person could say the same thing to me next week and it wouldn't bother me because I've dealt with it within me, right? So soulmates can come back around like this, you know, like friends that you've fallen out with in the past, friends that you've had conflict with in the past. You go away, you heal, you come back, you've matured, and you can have the best relationship with that person, right? Even though there was hurt there, you know, it's like you were meant to trigger each other so that you could come together and move forward and maybe heal other people and maybe share your story, right? And maybe understand that it was never about them. It was about something within you that you had to work through. You know, and not seeing yourself as a victim and not blaming other people. But, and I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not victim blaming, and I'm not saying that, you know, you deserve to be bullied or anything like that. What I'm saying is, positive, like positive relationships that support, best friends, you know, their soulmate energy. But the bullies, the people who hurt us, the conflict, it's also soulmate energy. You were meant to experience something so that you could learn lessons from it, so that you could grow, so that you could heal, because that actually helps other people. So I hope something in there was helpful to you. Again, take it or leave it. I'm just reading the cards and the intuitive messages that are coming through. It's not going to fit everybody. But yeah, the aim is to grow stronger as a person, grow stronger as an individual. And, you know, we can't run around saving everybody else if we're running around with wounds and unresolved issues that we haven't addressed ourselves. It's like, how can we expect anyone else to be perfect if there's stuff within us that we've not figured out yet, you know? So mums, Virgo mums, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Keep going, because again, I just kind of want to remind you of some of the positive cards here. You are in Empress energy, so high vibrational. You've got this. Taking a leap of faith, you know, going into things with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of passion for the future, absolutely building something for the future, building something really strong and stable and solid for the future with other people, some of whom make you feel really, really good about yourself and give you that confidence and make you feel really free and happy. So you've got some brilliant cards coming up. Please try and focus on that and not on whatever this thing is that makes you feel small. Like, address it enough that you go, why am I feeling like that? Why am I triggered? And move on. Don't linger in it. All right. Okay, take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon. I'm sorry it was such a long reading. Bye, guys.